All right, who wants to talk to Geelong? Josh, Marnie?
Jeremy Cameron, I had him still in. Max Holmes, I had in. I had him as a lock. Myers, I had him in on the bench. Stengel, I had him in, and I had Stewart in as well.
How many games has Tom Stewart played?
I didn't have Stewart.
I didn't have Stewart.
No, I didn't have Tom.
Yeah.
As a squad or in the team?
Either, because I thought that if he got our attention for the squad, we'd know about it come the end of the
He's
year.
only missed one.
And he hasn't touched it the last 3 weeks because they started team.
I didn't have him in my side
He's
either.
like Jeremy Cameron. At the start of the season, he's a lock. He's straight in, but...
I had him as a watch.
I think
I
it's a
never
watch
had
for
Myers
sure.
as a lock.
I had Myers as a lock.
Yeah.
Where did you have him?
Half forward.
Me too.
Holmes.
Yep.
I think,
Where would
yeah.
you put Holmes off half-back flank?
Yeah. He's definitely
He's
watched. He's
playing
been
mid
playing some
as
good
well.
footy.
He's,
Half-back wing.
he's sneaking up on me.
Sneaking,
He
that's
changes
right.
their look. He's the dynamic one.
Yeah.
Well, they've put him in the midfield to try and thicken that soup, like with Dangerfield out.
Yeah.
And he's probably been their best performing midfielder the last 6 weeks. The contest with Bedford late
Yeah.
on
That's
the
a
weekend.
ripper, where you just push him.
Mate, he's like he's...
And
I think
Stengel's the
he's
best
been
small
really
forward in the
consistent.
game right now.
Yeah.
Do we think that? Do we agree with that? I think he's been
When you
amazing.
look at Isaac spending more time in the middle.
Yeah, a bit
he's getting
different,
more ball,
but I've got Isaac
has
in
a
as well.
small forward, it would be nice.
Yeah.
But with Holmesy, right, so if he continues to play in the middle, where would you put him in your side? Half-back?
Bench.
I think he's just going well enough just
It's
to
going
bump
really well.
along.
Put him on the bench.
Oh, we're having the same discussions as with the Giants. Like until 3 weeks ago, you would have agreed to all those ones pretty much.
Yeah.
But now Cameron's done nothing for 3 weeks. So Stewart.
It's like a combo on all of them, and I think...
Yeah, well, maybe Stewart's in the Toby
As a
Green
watch.
category.
Yeah.
That he's not there. But
If he's good enough, he'll get
He'll
there.
get himself back. It's one of the last
We'll
5 years,
notice.
so...
Abby, what about the Hawks?
The Hawks, Blake Hardwick, good swingman for Mitch, of course, has been quite impactful in their forward half, which has been a pleasant surprise for them. Dylan Moore, he's probably a watch in the forward half. Jai Newcomb, quality, hard-nosed midfielder, but there's plenty ahead of him. And Sis has been a little bit banged up over the last few weeks as well. You know what you're going to get from him. Good interceptor. He, of course, gets a lot of their offence going, but same thing, unfortunately, there's probably a few more ahead of him.
And Hardwick, like, has been great, but he's everywhere. Like, how are we going to pick him in all straight? Like, he's falling
What position? Yeah. It's the hardest part.
And Moore's got a bit of the Durhams about him. Like, we all love him. I think he's just so good. But is he All-Australian, best 22 this
Who's
year?
ahead
It's
of
going to
him?
be...
That's the-
well, Rankin,
Yeah,
you know,
there's a few
Stengel,
Yeah.
Petrarca,
Yeah.
So probably, you'd watch
Myers.
him. But
Myers, yeah.
All right, Eddie, you can do Melbourne.
Okay, well, Maxi Gawn will be in. For me, he's a lock. I had Petrarca in my side as a half-forward flank. Bailey Fritsch is having an unbelievable year as a tall, medium forward. He would be a watch, and Stephen May's had a great year. I didn't have him in my side, but I think he'll be a watch.
Kane, what do you think?
Yeah,
What do you think about Fritsch?
I pretty much agree. I wouldn't have Fritsch. I just think like Waterman and
there's-
Langford
I
and
agree.
Stringer are probably ahead. Petrarca, low, #1 scoring involvements in the comp. Not getting as many touches, but every time, 38% of his touches lead to scores at Melbourne. Like, it's off the charts. And May, I always find it hard to judge. I don't know, I've got a bit of a blind spot with Stephen May. Like
Who's ahead of
Has
him?
to do
do
more.
you think?
I can give you 4 or 5. I
there's a
reckon
few.
they're ahead at
Yeah,
the moment.
That's the year he's had previously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frisch is only... He's only 1 off Langford goal-wise, and he's only 3 off Waterman.
But Waterman, I just give so many credits because he's played 1 less game and he's playing for West Coast.
Yeah, no, I get
Okay.
that. But we've got him in as a lock at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Bailey Fritsch would be a watch.
I think, just
I think
keep,
you have to.
I think
He's
keep-
still a watch, isn't he?
I think we just keep him as a watch. I wouldn't put a line
He
through
could
him
get
yet.
hot.
Yeah. What about North Melbourne?
yeah,
Sherry, if you wanted to leave on, he's been the best out of that
Would he
four.
be
But he's
the
still fifth or
sixth
sixth.
But he
ranked?
was sick, that's right. So
I think about Larky last year,
Yeah,
like
that-
what set him apart was
he won
he
the
was,
Coleman.
It was on the comments.
That's not, you have to be extraordinary.
He wasn't in the team in the half either.
Even with Larky last year, I think he was third in the Coleman and he's
Or second
they were
when we
going
met.
really bad, and he was still kicking 4s and 5s, and we're going, gee, how's he doing it? So we, for that pure reason, we left him up there. And then in the end, he kicked 70 and kicked one than Coleman. So he earned that on a really poor side. We're thinking, well, if they get better, he'll kick 120.
For Crows, who was doing Crows? I only had
Yeah.
Rankin as
I only had Rankin.
lock, and
I
then
had
I had a
Rankin.
watch on Dawson just in case he
Yeah.
completely tore it up over the last.
Rankin, a lock for me, unfortunately, going to be missing with that hammy for a little while. But Jordan Dawson started really slowly, but so did the Adelaide Crows.
building.
And he's built incredibly well into the season. He's a midfielder, accumulates a lot of the ball, but also kicks goals. Watch on Dawson, Rankin in the side.
Jude, what about the Lions?
The Lions. I think Zorko's year's been terrific. So I had him and also Harris Andrews, and then I had a watch on Lockie Neal.
Yeah. Everyone comfortable with
I
that?
only had Dane Zorko.
Well, if you look at the three of them, like Dane Zorko at a half-back flank, I don't think there's no one above him. With Harris Andrews, there'll be a few above him.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, that's a fair call.
and then you got Lockie Neal, that's a few midfielders above him as well.
Yeah. And like Buck said, they'll work their way back in if they go on a massive run. But at the minute, I'd only have Dane Zorko.
What about a watch on Andrews?
Yeah, for me.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if we've actually got 60, wouldn't he?
Well, I think
We might have just under.
I think we're on 61 at the moment.
Right.
And we haven't gone through Carlton, but Bucks, what do you think?
I'd have Mackay ahead of
Charlie.
the others. And I reckon Newman needs to be in there. I just as a watch. I don't know what anyone else, where anyone else thinks, but
Where did you have Cripps?
I don't have him in my side. But I think he's been pretty strong.
Yeah.
If I was selecting a second midfield, he'd be
He's
in
in the second, which means he's in the squad.
He's a watch, yeah.
I find the hardest to judge are the half-back flankers because different teams play different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know what stat to look at
with halfbacks.
with half-backs.
Whereas that's why I love
Newman gets the ball.
Like Blakey's just, for me, he's just like, his numbers won't look as good as everyone else, but he plays on tall, smalls, rips you apart when he gets the footy.
Takes it on, yeah.
He just looks, so anyway, everyone's got their favourites.
So Andy McGrath's stats are never going to look great.
No.
But he actually does a job on key players and then occasionally gets the run-off role that Schnick Martin gets and Redmond get all the time.
No, I think we're happy with this lot now. And what we'll do, we'll have a couple of minute break and then we'll put them into definites, elites, watch list and then just see if we agree on that.
Yep.
All right.
All good.
Thanks, guys.
Very good.
Good start.
Far too efficient, Dills. Don't know what you're doing.